What's going on, party people? It is a beautiful day in Salt Lake City on a Thursday afternoon. I'm on call, going to the hospital, back to the hospital. But I wanted to talk about excellence and being excellent at what you do and how to do it, and what obstacles you may encounter and how you know when you're on the right path. Now, first, I wanted to tell the story of how I broke my heel. So I broke my calcaneus, and it's basically in 3 parts right now. It's healing back together. It's like, at this point, it's about 3-4 weeks out. I don't have a lot of pain, but I have this ridiculous brace on that I have to walk slowly with and operate with, and it's pretty cumbersome and stuff like that. But I've been getting a lot of comments, with everybody in the hospital and everywhere I go. It's like, oh, what did you do? I can't believe you broke your foot and all this stuff. So essentially what happened is I was in Mexico with my family. We were on a vacation. I was kind of showing off to my niece a little bit, racing my brother at the same time in flip-flops. I jump over this wall to kind of win the race, and I hop off. Instead of lowering myself down, I just hop off the wall. I don't know why I land on my heels stupidly. I usually land on my tiptoes. My mom put me in gymnastics when I was younger, and I also took a lot of Aikido when I was young, so we did a lot of rolling and falling and stuff like that, so I never really had any problems with falling. But anyways, I was kind of off balance. I landed on my heels. I broke one of my heels. The other one I bruised, so I couldn't walk on that for a while either, but now it's much better. I'm fine. So what's interesting about this is I've been getting a lot of comments, I can't believe you did that, dumb move, and all this other stuff. And you always hate to hear those kind of things, and you're kind of embarrassed and stuff like that to talk about such a stupid thing. Because I've had these spectacular ski wrecks this year, and I didn't hurt anything, and all of a sudden I did this fairly minor thing that in my mind it wasn't a very far drop, but I just honestly landed wrong. If I would have landed differently, it would have been fine. What I wanted to talk about is that people often are telling me, well, 2 things. I get, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. How could you do something kind of so stupid? People are generally not saying that outright, but that's the intent of what they're saying. And then the other half of people are saying, oh, hey, I was in one of those braces. I broke my ankle. I had a knee scooter, things like that. So it's a little more encouraging. I guess you can take these a couple different ways. Some people are just positive. They see the positive in something. They want to relate to that and say, hey, you'll be okay because I had that. Look at my foot. It's fine. And then other people are negative and they say, oh my God, you'll never be the same. And how could you do that? And how do you break something? How are you able to walk around? Are you able to work? How could you possibly work? And so I've been on a call for 5 days now, and I've been working with this, just, getting around it and stuff. But the crux of the video is that not even those 2 things, but those are 2 things that I learned during this time. What I really want to talk about is that, if you're going to do something to be excellent, if you're going to push yourself, you're going to break shit. I wasn't trying to be an excellent hurdler or anything like that. It just happened that, I did this. But at 45, not a lot of people would be thinking that they can climb up a wall and jump off of it. And I think that what I've learned is that I do push the envelope, and I think that that is a good thing. Now, obviously, you can push the envelope and get in a car wreck and put your head through the windshield and die. That's not the good type of pushing the envelope I'm talking about. But if you do push the envelope, if you get used to pushing the envelope in your life, you'll be able to do that all the time. And this is embarrassing, that I broke a foot and then I have to walk around in this cast and brace for a couple months and stuff like that. But it's not the end of the world, right? Honestly, it has pushed me to say, you know what? Maybe my nutrition is not the best. I already know that, that I work a lot and I eat shitty hospital food. Not that the hospitals I go to have shitty food. They just all have shitty food. It's not shitty food. It's just ingredients that they buy is not organic. They're not healthy. They're not fresh. That's just the nature of the beast, right? I have realized that. And then I realized that I'm really not pushing myself as far as my exercise either. And I could be in way better shape. And I'm not, just because I'm don't have any goals. And after doing this and realizing that I can push the envelope, and I do push the envelope, and I've been used to pushing the envelope all the time in most of everything that I do, why shouldn't I be doing that with my exercise and my nutrition as well? And so I actually hired a nutritional counselor, and she is awesome. I will put a link to her page below. She just writes me a meal plan for each week. Literally after 2 weeks of eating this food, I feel amazing. I think I look better. I don't know. Hard to tell. I looked pretty good before. And I realized that, wow, it's such a huge difference from what I was doing to what I'm doing now that I really need to continue this. So this is something really good that's come out of this thing. Again, back to the point, if you're gonna push the limits, you're gonna break shit. And that's okay. Like, people are looking at me like you shouldn't break something like that. Well, I'm pushing the limits. If you're not breaking anything, then you ain't ever gonna do anything significant. I almost feel sorry for those people that are asking me and telling me, well, you should never break something like that. Why did you do that? What a stupid move, blah, blah, blah. I fucking pity you because I know your life sucks and it's mediocre. And on one hand, I wanna tell you that, but on the other hand, I don't wanna be mean to everybody, so I just make a video about it. Then you'll know, watch this video, how I feel. So that's kind of what I wanted to say. As far as, you know, you're a med student or nursing student, stuff like that, you're going to things up when you push the envelope with your studying, or, you know, you're doing too many things at once and somebody gets mad at you or you miss deadlines and things like that. That's a learning opportunity. You should be doing those things. Otherwise, if you're making every deadline and doing all of your commitments perfectly, you're not pushing yourself. You're not pushing yourself enough. You can do more. And so some people don't want to do more, and that's fine. They're losers. And the rest of us try to reach our maximum potential by fucking things up and making other people upset with us because we didn't meet all of our obligations like perfectly all the time. In general, life is kind of messy. If it's not messy, if it's like perfect and all your ducks are in a row all the time, you're not reaching your potential, not even close. One of the surgeons I work with used to say all the time, I'm really good at being at 2 places at one time, but it's pretty tough to be at 3 places at one time. At first I was just like, this is probably like when I was an intern, he told me this, and I'm like, you're just an asshole, like committing to all these things that you know you can't get to. But now I realize that he was maximizing his potential and he was trying to push the envelope all the time. And the guy was like 64, 65. Everybody thought he was gonna retire every year, but he never did. And he just kept going and going and going. I remember in clinic, we'd be like, dude, what? It's like 7 p.m. in clinic. You have 3 patients left and you're sitting here bullshitting with this person here. Let's get out of here. But that's just how he was. Like, he treated every patient like his friends, which is why they all came to see him. And he asked about their family and talked about everything and bullshitted with them after like all the other stuff was taken care of. And he was always pushing the envelope and going 100 miles an hour all the time. And he was 65 and he didn't give a shit what everybody else said. Because all the residents like kind of talk shit on him, like of course like residents do, talk shit on the attendings behind their back. We talked shit in front of him too. Actually, he was really a good guy. You know, he didn't give a shit what we thought because he knew what he was doing and he was confident in that, and he had achieved a lot more than all of us ding-dongs. He didn't really care. Pushing the envelope was good. Anyway, I just encourage everybody to take this lesson that I learned, like, hey, when you push the envelope, you're gonna break shit. It's okay. Go do those things. Break stuff. Don't die. Don't lose limbs. But it's okay if you f things up. Learn from that. Get back on the horse. Do it again. And then you'll increase your bandwidth every time you do that. Elon Musk talks about bandwidth and how much bandwidth people can take and people have. And the more bandwidth you have, the more things you can do at one time. And so that's a really important thing to notice. Residency is a lot like that. Med school is a lot like that. You keep increasing your bandwidth, right? And then pretty soon when you're out and you're doing lots of stuff and you're doing surgery, take care of patients, blah, 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 then you can maybe do businesses and things like that. And so then it gets really fucking interesting. If you just kind of stay in a small bandwidth, narrow bandwidth, then it's kind of boring. That's okay for some people, but if you want to be excellent and achieve significant things in your life, then you're not going to do that unless you keep increasing your bandwidth. So, ooh, I got a parking spot right up front. All right, you guys. Hey, thanks for watching these videos once again. You're awesome. And subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.